I am so grateful for this entire experience because
Yes.
before I thought that if I failed, I was done. But now I realize success is failure. Success only comes through failing. Knowledge and true learning only comes through failing. I was so scared to fail. And that's why I just want to live in my little comfort zone in my bubble my entire life. I never amounted to anything. As soon as I started challenging that thought, and as soon as I started opening myself up to fail and realizing that I am not a failure because I fail. Failure is a good thing. And I know I could change the word behind that. I could change it to learning. I could change it to whatever, but failure really sticks home. I am not scared of the word failure.
Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, Shahid Durrani. Today we have with us Tony Pawlak. Tony has been a full-time stock trader for 5 years. He lost everything in the beginning, 5 times. But now, having learned from his mistakes, he consistently returns 200 to 400% each year from market trading. Welcome to our show, Tony.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. That's such a huge feat. I love this. This is why I got into podcasting, is to learn from you guys and to hear these stories. Can you share what happened? What did you go through when you're losing so much? And then from there, it takes a lot of determination and a lot of belief to be able to keep going when you're failing. So I'd love to hear about that.
So yeah, I don't know if I just am thick-headed, a couple concussions. I don't know what it was that kept me going, but I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah.
I would love to share this story with you. It's quite the journey. Starting out, so I worked in a family business and we did trucking. So I did that for 8 years. I ran that business, helped run it alongside with my dad. And after 8 years, I just felt something inside of me, something pulling me, like I am meant for more. Right? There's just more I can contribute to this world. I was so focused on just taking care of my family. I just felt like I needed to do more and take care of others around me as well. I had been dabbling in the stock market for a few years, and it just came to me like, this is the thing I want to do full time. I want to build wealth. I want to have the lifestyle that trading brings. I want to do all of those things. So we decided to quit our job, our great, comfortable job, quit it, and let's move back up to you. We were in Arizona at the time, moved to Utah, and let's trade full time and do this. I had 30,000 in my trading account, and we had another like 20,000 in savings set aside just to take care of emergency stuff. And we're going to be a millionaire in a month. That was the plan.
And you knew it, like consciously, you knew you're going to make it. Like, this is it, right?
This is it. 100%. Yeah. There's no way we can fail at this. Yeah. All of my family said, you're going to fail. You're going to lose everything. They were not super supportive of it. They were, I think, just out of love, very nervous. Like I've heard is just everyone losing everything. It's just, and so I was like, I don't care. Like I'm going to be the one that makes it. So we go there and we move to Utah. We buy a house. We have cars. So we have about $5,000 a month in bills. And I'm like, I can make $5,000 a month and let's keep things rolling. Okay. So I start trading. In the first week, I lose like 5,000, somewhere in that ballpark. I was like, okay, well, I need to make 10,000 now in 3 weeks. And I go after it the next week and I lose quite a bit more. And it just kept spiraling and spiraling. Within the first month, I had basically lost the trading account. We're freaking out. We take emergency savings. We pay our bills for that month. We take the rest of it. We put it into the trading account. So now we have nothing. This is it. This has to work. And within a few more weeks, that money was gone. Within a month and a half to 2 months, we had lost everything. Life savings, everything. And I just kept feeling like this is what we should do. So I went and I took a loan out. And I don't recommend this, but this is what I did. I took a loan out. I didn't tell the bank what I was doing. I just said, can I get money? Sure. So I got some money and I lost that money within probably another month or so. It just would evaporate $3,000 a day at a time pretty much. And so I went out and got another loan. Lost that.
Wow.
At this point, the bank's not giving me anything else. They're like, dude, you are tapped. I don't know what you're doing, but go get a job. And So I just go out and I get credit cards and I cash credit cards out at 20 or 25% interest rate. And I just cash it out and I throw it into the trading account. By this time, it's like 15 grand in the trading account. That's what I have left to my name. I have bills. I have all these things still due. And it got around that point. So we're probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 months into it by now. I'm in crazy debt. I've got like $8,000 a month in just like debt payments, not on top of our mortgage and anything else. And I'm not making a dime. And we went from very comfortable to we're just broke, more than broke. We're just living on borrowed time.
Wow.
And I just was so frustrated. I was like, God, you told me to do this. This is what should have happened. And I'm just falling on my face. Like I felt like this is what I was supposed to do for my life. I was so scared to prove my family that I would just lose everything. I was so scared to fail. And my wife and I, we both just struggled we were just squeezing everything. Like we started hoarding everything, right? Because we have nothing. And we had $10 a week for groceries. We had cans of food in our pantry. Like that was it, like some corn, some beans, some ramen.
Yeah.
And some people from the church came by and just said, hey, we're doing a canned food drive. And my wife gave every can that we had. And I was like, Allie, like we have nothing. And she was like, I'm so tired of living in fear. I am so tired of living in scarcity. I'm so tired of just like squeezing onto everything that I have. And everything that we're doing in squeezing is basically us not showing faith. It's basically us securing our future. Hey, our future is so bleak that we've got to hold on to everything that we have because tomorrow's not going to be any better than today.
Yeah.
And so she tells me this and she's like, I'm tired of this. Let's let it go because tomorrow is going to be better than today. We're going to have more than what we have today. And so I was like, you know what? Yes, we donate it. We give it away. And I take that attitude towards trading. And I was like, I've been just so scared and so nervous. And I'm so scared to lose on trades that all I did was lose on trades. Whenever I was up $100, I would take it. Whenever I was down, I would pray it would turn around. So I'd lose $1,000, $2,000 when I'm losing. And I would only make $100 if I was ever right. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I've got to just trade fearless, accept the loss, and stop living like today's the best day I'm going to have. Tomorrow's just going to get worse. I'm going to flip that script. And I started putting that towards it. At the exact same time, I start problem solving. I'm like, what do I need? I need some consistency in the market, which means for me, credit spreads are one way I can be consistent. I need to make $1,500 a week. I only have 15 grand. How can I do that? And I just start problem solving. And I created a strategy with my mindset now tied to it. And we started to pay our bills finally. And we start pulling ourselves out.
Awesome.
And we start going up and climbing out of the hole that we had dug ourselves until we've gotten to where we are now. And it's been a long, slow grind. There's been more mistakes in the meantime, more place of learning and growing. But I am so grateful for this entire experience.
Yeah.
Because before I thought that if I failed, I was done. But now I realize success is failure. Success only comes through failing. True knowledge and true learning only comes through failing. I was so scared to fail. And that's why I would just want to live in my little comfort zone in my bubble my entire life. I never amounted to anything. As soon as I started challenging that thought, and as soon as I started opening myself up to fail and realizing that I am not a failure because I fail. Failure is a good thing. And I know I could change the word behind that. I could change it to learning. I could change it to whatever, but failure really sticks home. I am not scared of the word failure like most people hear it, right? I'm not scared of that because failure is the key to success. And I am so grateful that I went through all of that because now I can relate to people. I get a chance now to live my passion. I can do whatever I want to do. I could retire. I could do whatever I want today. What I want to do is help other people because I had a mentor that helped me in my darkest place and at least started pointing me in the right direction. And I look at this and I go, this entire experience would be a waste if I didn't use this knowledge and this experience to help others. So they don't have to go through that.
Wonderful.
They can come to the stock market. I can show them, don't think that way. Don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah. Instead, do this and this. And by the way, it's going to be hard. And when you do fail, I'm going to help you stand back up. And I'm going to show you how to fail with small amounts of money. And I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money. And so we're going to flip the script of when you're right, you're going to make a lot of money. When you're wrong, you're going to lose little. Right? It's instead of teaching them, everyone goes in the stock market like, I don't want to lose. I'm just going to win. I have to avoid losses at all costs. And you have to change that. You have to go, look, my job is to lose. My job is also to win. I accept both of those outcomes. And if the markets give me a chance to lose, I will lose small. And if the markets give me a chance to win, I will win big. And that's the secret sauce. That's the formula to be successful in the stock market, that no one approaches that. It took me losing everything 5 times to realize that one concept. And I no longer traded to avoid losses. I had my edge. I would exercise my edge. And whether or not I can't control the outcome, whether it lost, I'd lose small. Whether it won, I'd win big. That's the only thing I could control. And that's what finally started to get me on the path to financial freedom in life and the ability to pursue my passions. And so now I'm here talking to you and sharing this with the world, because I want every single person that has the desire to invest or to trade the stock market or whatever you want to do. I want you to have the right footing, the right knowledge, and to start out on the right path and have someone there to show you that's been through it all, that can go, hey, I've been there. Let me help you. This is what I did to get out of that. And it's so fulfilling, and I've never been happier.
So Tony, this is wonderful. And I hear the passion in your voice. Even in entrepreneurship, when we go into business, we have so much weight that we need to succeed. Like, we have to win. It's the people that depend on us and all that kind of stuff. We put so much pressure on ourselves. We focus on the results. We have our eyes right on the results. And then we amplify when things don't go right emotionally. We drop our vibration, our frequency. We just drop everything. We start taking action from that place again. We start creating more of the results that we don't want, but we're trying to force an outcome that we do want. But force negates, it pulls you back. I spent my whole life in similar ways, always trying to get results, always trying to push. It felt like it was going away from me. When you calm things down and say, I'm going to live every moment the best I can, and I'm going to make the decisions as best I can. I believe I can make it happen. And you just take those steps, and then you did it. I'm so grateful to have you on the show to share this message, because this is exactly what we teach. This is all mindset stuff. And we always say success is 90% mindset, 10% strategy.
Yeah, 100. I agree with you 100% on that. It's mindset is what made the difference. I knew how to trade the entire time. I was failing because of my mindset. I was failing because of my approach and my expectations and all these different things, right? And really what it was, my ego. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to look dumb. I didn't want to, and once you let go of all that, not only is it freeing, but success comes. And it's a universal law in business and trading and whatever. There's so much common ground here. And if you can just, man, first off, that's what a mentor really comes in to help. Because if I would have just started with a mentor, for me, I was like, I don't want to pay 10 grand for a mentor. I don't have the money. And so instead I lost like $300,000 because I didn't want to spend 10 grand because they could have at least shown me and helped me right from the get-go. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Stop trying to avoid these losses. Stop trying to do this. Stop trying to trade your ego and just trade the markets. And just so many things that could have got me even faster. And that's why I love just you sharing this knowledge, because just hopefully there's someone out there right now listening that this can help change them and at least point them in the right direction.
It speeds up the process, right? To win when you learn from someone that's already been there and, has been in the trenches, and he's able to hold your hand in a way that can help you internally and externally. It saves so much time and money. There's so many stories about people. Myself, I wasted so many precious years of my life because it's me. Consciously, I could do anything. I would have companies all over the world. Like before my transformation, it was like that big ego. I can make this happen. But the more I was trying, the more I was falling under, and realized that I was my own worst enemy. And that realization makes a big difference when you can say to yourself, hey, listen, I need to work on me if I want to change anything on the outside.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
That's
well said.
So what techniques, can you share some techniques or strategies, technically speaking, that you learned through this process other than mindset to get the results?
Yeah, totally. I average about 2,000 hours a year coaching people one-on-one. to teach,
Awesome.
to invest and trade in the stock market. And the most common thing that I see among everyone that I meet with, they are putting their idea of what's going to make them successful is in the wrong place. So everyone is so focused on strategies. Okay. And so I see this every single time. And this is a reason why people fail, is because it's if you get in your car and your car doesn't start, you don't just go and grab a pair of pliers. Like you have to figure out what's going on first. It doesn't matter what tool you have in your hand. If you don't know what's broken, it's no good to you. And so you've got to pull the hood and you got to, okay, my battery's dead. Now, what tool do I need to take the battery off the car? Fix the problem. You've got to be able to read where the stocks are going. The charts are going to tell you exactly what's about to happen. They'll also tell you where you're wrong, because it's not this 100%. The charts will say, hey, we're going bullish, but news can come out and change that in an instant. So the charts will tell you where you're wrong, so you know where to get out. The charts will tell you where it's trying to go, who's strong, who's weak. And the charts will tell you where to get out and take your profits. Most of the time, stress and emotion comes because they don't have that answer. They get in and it starts to work. And the question is it just going to, am I just going to lose all my profits? Is it just going to go against me? Or if it starts to go against them really hard and they're down a lot, should I hold on to this? Is it going to reverse? What if I get out and lose all this money? Then it works. They have all these questions because they don't understand how the charts move. They don't understand price action. And that's what I trade price action. How the markets move. That never goes out of style. It never doesn't work. There's times where it traps, right? Where it might look really bullish and then go bearish. But my job is to have an edge, read the charts, and the strategy is just the tool. It's the thing that I use to make the money, but it's not the thing that's telling me to go up or down. I could give you the world's greatest bull strategy, and last year it would have destroyed you in the bear market, right? I can give you the world's greatest bear strategy, and you would have beaten up in this market on the way up. And that's what people face, is they find something this is working, and then it just all falls apart. And they're like, that doesn't work. So they go to the next strategy. And they just bounce from strategy to strategy when they really have no idea how to apply the strategy. The strategies are fine. They have no idea how to apply it. And so that's one of the main things that I teach people, is how to apply it. So first things first, get yourself in the right mindset of learning how to read these markets, read price action, read volume. Those are the only two things that are ever going to tell you what's about to happen. And then also tell you where you're wrong. And it just solves so many more questions. When you have those answers of this is where it needs to go, this is where I know I'm wrong, this is where I should get in, the emotional side of things really leave, and you're able to accept it, because now you can manage that. If I'm wrong, I know how to lose small. I can control my risk to this spot. If I'm right, I can let it go over there and it's going to win big. And so you're putting the math in your favor. Whereas most people, the math is opposite. They lose huge because they hope it turns around. And as soon as they're up $100, they take it. They're like, oh my gosh, I just made $100. I'm the greatest trader in the world. I made $100 in 5 minutes. That would have taken me all day. But you're risking $500 to make that 100.
Yeah.
You need to be making $1,000 on your wins if you're risking 500 minimum, right? And so over time, they're losing $1,000 when they're wrong, and they're making $100 when they're right. You're going backwards. And so it feels good right now, but in the long run, over 100 trades, your P&L's leaving. So that would be a first little tip just to get started, is read price action, diagnose the markets. And once you're like, okay, I've got a really solid idea that everything's telling me this is going bullish. Now go to your toolbox and go, which strategy do I want to use to implement this? How can there's pros and cons to every one of them. How can I get this to go higher? So for me, I love credit spreads because I don't have to be perfect on the movement. I just have
any resources. Yeah. Any resources that entrepreneurs or anybody that's listening right now can start studying and taking a look? I think you also had an offer for our audience as well, I believe.
Yeah, I do. So if you head off and you'll post the link, reallifetrading.com/Tony Pawlak, you'll find all my courses there. I have a course called S-Curve. It's reading price action to show you how to read this. You can use it for investments. You can use it for day trading. It all works. Everything. It's just the movement of the charts. You can use it for crypto, futures, anything you want. If it's a chart, this is how they move. And once you know how they move, you can do that. So you can grab that. You can grab my credit spread course, which will teach you how to sell options like I do to make consistent money. That's still my go-to strategy, by the way. It's the same strategy I use to get myself out of the hole. But again, if you apply that strategy at the wrong time, you're not going to make any money. You got to know how the markets move, right? And that's what I teach. So if you grab one of these courses, I'm going to give you a free 4-week-long mentor group in person with me starting in October 2023 here for free. So spend a couple $100 on a course, and I normally charge $2,000 to $4,000 on the mentor group. I'm giving you that for free. I want to teach you. So we're going to be going over, we're going to be going over for a month. We're going to be going over all the stuff that you learned in that course and reassuring it live. Yeah. In person, coaching with me, asking me questions. I'll be able to show you exactly what I just taught you.
Can they share their account, like how they're performing, and get 100% advice? Oh, wow. That's like
we can go over trades. We can, whatever you would like. Yeah. It's going to be just a month of just setting you up on the right foot, whether it's investing or trading or whatever it is. Grab the course, because we're going to be teaching that. We're going to be going over that information from the course for a month. So I don't want to spend time.
Amazing.
Buy your ticket into the room. If you can't afford $200 or $300, trading probably isn't for you anyways. But this is all an investment. Everything that you're learning here is going to make you $300 in the first, I'm going to say the first trade, but realistically, it all depends on your trading account size. If you're trading with $50, it's not going to make you $300, but you get the point. It's an investment. This knowledge is here to make you money. It's like spending money on college. It's there to give you a return in the end, except this return is a lot faster and it's a lot higher, and it's just a couple $100. So spend that, buy any one of my courses on that website, and you'll automatically be in. You'll get a link on your dashboard at reallifetrading.com. It's a free profile. And come October, you click on that link, it'll be a Zoom meeting. So wherever you're at in the world, we'll all meet up together, and I'll show you and walk you through everything in those courses to make sure you're set up. I'll go over any trades that I'm looking at taking. And the idea is, how can I help you to make back your money by the time
they can even mimic your trades?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Let's get you back to break even with all of this knowledge. So now it's now you got all this knowledge for free. You spent the money, you bought your ticket into the room. Let me help you to make that all back. And now you've got courses. You've got a mentor group for a month that's showing you the do's and don'ts of trading. And you're on a really good step to start making consistent extra income in your spare time. Beautiful. This is not something you can, most of my students have full-time jobs, and I show you exactly how to say, hey, this is something you'll do once a week or once a month, and it'll make you probably a lot more money than you're making at your job. Awesome. It's something I want to do special for you, and just, I want to pour value into you and into your listeners, into your community.
Thank you.
That's what I'm all about. That's what you're all about. And that's why I love it.
Yes, we are all about here too.
So
appreciate
buy your ticket in for a couple $100 and come hang out with me for a month in person. I understand that people might be listening to this in 2 or 3 years. So I will record every single session of the mentor group, and they can get the recordings. So if you're listening to this in like 2 or 3 years, you're like, dang, that would have been cool. I'll still give you the recordings. And by the way, you'll have my contact info from my courses. You can reach out to me. I'm always happy to give people some time and just help walk them through it in person as well. That's backup I give with every course that I have. So that way you can always have the recordings and get as much value as you can out of it.
Appreciate it, Tony. Such a wonderful offer. It's heartfelt, because I know we sense each other. We know the kind of purpose that we have. We're trying to make a change in people's lives, because there is a struggle, right? And that's why I get really excited when I bring guests like yourself. That are professionals that are out there every single day helping people earn more money in a legal way and add sources of income, add streams of income. Like you mentioned, have a job or have a full-time business. They can add this opportunity as an additional source of income. So I appreciate you for coming on the show today and spending some time with us, and definitely keep in touch.
Man, I will. Thank you so much for having me and letting me share my story, and just let me reach out to your community. It's awesome. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it. Honored, honestly. Thank you.
My pleasure, Tony. My pleasure. And audience, thank you once again for joining us. You heard Tony. It's pretty awesome offer, because if you haven't done trading, we just don't know what to do. I got ripped off many times. I'm sure you heard me in other episodes about Bitcoin, and they offer me stuff, and I sent money and just kept wanting more, and I had to cut the line. And I don't know at the end of the day if it was going to make anything, but it sounded really fishy, so I got out of it. But there's a lot of garbage out there. So when someone legit, someone legal, someone that's working hard to help people change their lives is something that is worth investing into, because you're investing into something good. And you can tell Tony's a good guy and what he's doing. Appreciate you guys for helping us grow and we'll see you next time.